I think I wanted to use this show that is driving us to the convention as a way of celebrating you, our members, as a way of calling attention to the part that you play to make sure that our union is functioning. Right? A moment ago, in the last few moments there, you worked with me to get this show going. We are a volunteer organization, and I can assure you that even though we've had these technical glitches, they don't begin to give any a sign. They cannot give you a perspective of the man hours that I've gone into trying to put this show together so that I can present as I was trying to present, and then it is going off the tracks. But folks, again, thank you, thank you, thank you for your patience. Now, welcome to the show that will take us right to the convention. Right now, I know what the problems are. Next Sunday, we'll have another show to present chapter reports. And then the very last Sunday before the convention, I will be having the president of New Jersey, Maandrangai, where we are headed. She will be live on this show, okay, to talk about what is awaiting you in New Jersey. But during this show, you are going to get a sneak peek of New Jersey, what the chapter is about, and what is awaiting you. Those who have registered, those who are going to be enjoying this feast. Okay, if you've not registered, I think you still my findingo yourself into going. So, but for right now, thank you again. All right, let me take a moment here before we celebrate ourselves and celebrate the convention to call to mind the fact that we had a chapter lose a member. We had a family go through the truths of having someone come live with you here in the US, preparing to make a better life for themselves and for their family back home. And just when they are about to get that going, tragedy strikes. I'm talking about Dallas chapter folks. They've gone through a lot, and the pain that they've endured, okay, has been made light by all of you. Those of you who went on GoFundMe and sent in your widow's mite. Those of you as a chapter who called their VP, okay, Bob Tayo, and sent in something. This is for you. This thank you is for you. Those of you who condole with the Jumbams, okay, who took time to share in their grief. Thank you. Thank you. We are Boy Family Union. In times of grief, we are there for one another. Just like in time of joy, we celebrate together. Here is what your contributions were able to do. Your contributions were able to take Anne Lambo, okay, from Dallas back home so that her parents, so that her family can bury her, can mourn her. Here is what you were able to do because of your generosity. We'll be back after this.
Trials dark on every hand, and we cannot understand all the ways that God will lead us to that blessed promised land. But He'll guide us with His eye, and we'll follow till we die. We will understand it better by and by. By and by, when the morning comes, all the saints of God are gathering home. We will tell the story, how we've overcome. We will understand it better.
Fresh and morning, soul and body, knit again. No more sorrow, no more weeping, no more pain. Fresh and morning, soul
By and by, when the morning comes,
Folks, welcome back. Welcome back. May the soul of Anne and all the members of BFU who have gone ahead of us, and all our loved ones whom we hold dear, whose memories live in our hearts, may their soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Amen. Folks, I wanted to take a moment to do that because it's important that our loved ones may be gone, but they are not gone. They have us to think about them and to celebrate their lives. To get us out of the mournful state into the convention mode. It can be very saddening when you watch these things. But I wanted to take you back and follow and to Cameroon and before bringing you back to the US to continue with the convention updates. Before I move on and play a couple of tunes for you here to get you in the spirit of the celebration that we have tonight, I want to call your attention to the our bylaws that our executive president and CEO shared for you to read and prepare to vote on that when we get to New Jersey. Please, if you've not done so, your chapter president must have shared that to you or shared that with you. It's also on the BFU WhatsApp forum. There is also a call for those who want to celebrate their family members and enshrine their memories. It could be loved ones, it could be a milestone, an anniversary, that there is going to be a special print edition at the New Jersey Convention. All you need to do is go to our website and select what you want and where you want your in memoriam to be, and then we'll take it from there. All right, those were some two updates there to get us going. But in a moment, let me share with you a Injang dance here. You know, New Jersey is known for its Injang, but let's go back home and see how people back home do it. Okay, and then we'll be back with more convention updates. Thank you. All right, folks, welcome back. That is a bit of Yang there to kind of get you going, get you in this spirit of celebration that we have here this evening. Whether you are in the desert, the dry, sandy desert of Arizona, or whether you are in Northern California, or whether you are in New England, or the Ohio community, the Canadian community, all right, our folks of DC, where things happen, going down to Houston and Dallas and Georgia, my home state here of Minnesota, including our folks of Wisconsin and North Dakota, and every other place. Now we have the Carolinas as well. The community is bubbling up there. Wherever you are, folks, we are ready to thrill you to what some of your chapters have put together. But before we give you the chapter reports, we have got to take a moment and listen to what the New Jersey children have got to say about the convention that is coming up this year. Take a listen, folks.
You are my honey bun, sugar plum, pumpkin. You're my sweetie pie. You're my cupcake, gumdrop, snickums, spickums. You're the apple of my eye, and I love you so, and I want.
Welcome to BFU-USA New Jersey Convention 2023. Very we can do. Yay!
We proud of who we are.
Me a wandang bagalmo and a wandang jangmanjongo.
All right, folks. All right. There you have it. Our children are saying, Ven we kijung. Ven we kijung. But what are the mothers saying? What are the mothers saying? Remember, this is New Jersey. You cannot talk Bueri without talking New Jersey. We are going back. We've been always going back. It's going back home. But we know that our one of our tribes, because we have so many tribes, right? In Boy, we have the Nkor, we have the Jotin, the Oku. We are lucky to have so many tribes. But one of our tribes, So, was founded by a woman. And popular wisdom have it that if you want things to work, give it to a woman. Then things are good. That's what it is. You cannot argue with this. This is wisdom. So, the president of New Jersey, just like our own founder, is a woman. That's why New Jersey is going to be come and see. In Italian, they say veni evidente. Come and see. Okay? So we cannot do any kind of convention thing without hearing from the women of New Jersey. The men have got something to say. But theirs will probably wait till next week. But the women of New Jersey have got to speak to you right now. So, folks, take a listen.
I'd rather Susu. I can't walk. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we are saying is that this convention is going to be one of a kind. We are waiting. The men have already gone to the various palm bushes. The women bring them. They have all types of vegetables. So we are waiting for you. We are waiting. The children, my goodness, they are so excited to meet with their brothers and sisters. So if you stay behind, it's your business. We are ready. We are waiting for you, whatever you want. But be like, Kati. All right. So Timo would talk no. I say, person way left no. Yeah, baby, boy. You know why?
Okay. All right, folks, I told you that you were in for a treat. I am hungry. I don't know about you. When I hear about Nyanguf, when is the last time you ate Nyanguf? Some of you don't even know what Nyanguf is. When you hear about Nyanguf, Okay, when you say young, there is enough. Just come. Here we go for Shuji. We go for Shuji, eh? And you may yaj about Moisha Ben. I could match Shuji. Aye. So, folks, you are in for something. You are in for something in New Jersey. You heard it. If you thought that the women, have overdone it, wait until you also hear the men. It seems like it's a competition for both groups. The women are, when the two combine, it's fireworks. The women of New Jersey, the men of New Jersey. I cannot wait. I'm counting the days. So let's take a moment now and hear what is happening in other chapters, okay? As they are ramping up their efforts. Remember, our president and chief executive officer, Ray Banafti, has always talked about chapter empowerment, because things happen in this organization because of volunteers working at the chapter level. That is what makes us tick. So, without much ado, let's start with Houston, where their president is so tied to culture. I may be remiss if I don't read the theme for this year. Okay, the theme for this year is enhancing and sustaining our cultural values in times of crisis. There's one person who does that and does it so well. It's the president of of Houston. But the president of Georgia does it as well. But we'll get to Georgia in just a moment. And the efforts of the president of Houston were recently recognized. His tie to tradition. So let me not take the cat out of the bag. Take a listen, folks.
Greetings, everybody. This is the voice of Shufai Wakibe, the president of BFU Houston. And it is really a unique opportunity for me to present to you the report since we met in DC last year. We do this every year, and this year there is an innovation to do this with some sort of an technological touch. And so I'm happy to be with all of you here, and we'll go over a couple of slides here, which comprises of everything we have gathered since our last meeting in DC. So let me introduce my executive. As I already mentioned, I am the president, your humble servant, Shufai Wokibe. My vice president is none other than Ernest Fonyoy. My Secretary General is Elvis Bongi. The Treasurer is Emma Tumi. Financial Secretary is Eugene Yaounde. And the Social and Organizing Secretaries are Tumi Noella and Christabel Tomla. And the Cultural Chairperson is Mary Stella B. And for my advisors and elders, we have Sheikh Tony Tagwa, Yangwa, and Yayesu. So these people comprise or made up the leadership of we are in the last year of our mandate, which expires in November, and so our elections are coming up in November, and current membership stands at 93 adults and 62 children. So we meet every month, every second Sunday of the month, and the guiding document, that govern the activities of the union or of the chapter are our bylaws, which we do review every 3 years. They are due for review next year. Financially, we are somewhat stable. There is increasing need for us to conceive and fund projects, especially those from back home. And to our legal standing, we are a registered 501c entity under the BFU-USA National. So this year we did carry out a couple of activities, and one of those major activities was the fundraiser which we carried out during the reception of the Fund on BMA here in Houston. It was during that reception that Ta honored me with the title of Shufai as well. We have supported bereaved members. A couple of our members lost their parents. We did give out donations to some other cultural groups and social groups. We did have born houses. A couple of babies came in to join the big family. We did death celebrations, graduations, among others. Currently, in terms of insurance, we have SAGI, and we have a SAGI coordinator who makes sure that the members who are subscribed to SAGI live up to their expectation and make sure that their accounts are topped up when need arises. However, we are looking forward to the Kibam Kenge, which is going to be our own type of SAGI. We are looking forward to that, and we cannot wait for that to take effect so that we can encourage our members to be a part of what is ours. In the next few months before our mandate runs out, we're going to have a couple of activities. Just immediately after the convention, we're going to have a day out with the kids before they resume schools in September. We used to have LAMSO classes, but ran short of resource personnel, and that is something we are going to go back to. We have been trying to get a few people to devote their time, and we are going to resume those LAMSO classes for the kids and even some adults who want to improve on their LAMSO. We're also going to do a fundraiser to support community-based projects, especially those projects back home. And it is our tradition to always have a Christmas party. So those are the activities that we would be embarking on immediately after the convention before the year runs out. The slide you see here shows cash inflow and cash outflow. New members pay $90, which includes $40 for chapter dues and $50 for national dues. If the new member is single, they will pay $25 one-time registration, and if it's a couple, they pay $35 one-time registration. And some of the things we spent money on this year includes contributions to the National Treasury, which comprises of the $50 we collected for the national. We are still having difficulties getting every member to pay that $50 for the national. And of course, the reception of the Fund of Miami. We hosted the fund for 4 days and 3 nights and 4 days. Yes. And we did support the New Jersey chapter that is hosting that's going to host the convention with the token, and also supported other cultural groups that invited us to their events. And we have a Zoom account which we do also maintain annually. And so this slide you see here, it's like a summary of our financial situation. We are not in red, but at the same time, we need to do better. As we stand, currently we have in our coffers $13,129.81. All right, and I think that was it for me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. It's been a great time talking to you guys, and I hope that there are some questions you have. I will be able to answer them. Thank you so much.
All right, folks, you heard it. A blessed chapter with a blessed president, Shufai. Thank you for that report. Uh, look up Tata or Houston when you at the convention, and for those who don't know how to greet Shufai, you first thing you need to know you don't go giving the hand. We don't give the hand to Shufai. The other thing is that our women bend down, right? Uh, and you stand away from the Shufai, and then for the men who have done the Kimbun phone, you right? So, but and you can only do that if you are wearing a hat. So, part of a bit of cultural education there, folks. Without much ado, we're going to move right on to the report from New England. My good friend there, Mr. Nga, I want to apologize that I'm just going to run on. For issues of time, I was not able to upload your beautiful video of live in New England. I promise you that next Sunday, when I'm doing the pre-event show, I will have a sneak peek into live in New England with the video that was shared with me by their president. But for right now, let's take a listen to what the New Englanders, all right, the very smart people. That's where the Ivy Leagues are. Take a listen, folks, and learn what our chapter is all about in New England. We'll be right back.
Good. Hello, everyone. This is Stephen Guy. I'm the chapter president for BFU New England, and this is our chapter report for the National Convention of 2023. As you can see, our opening statement for the convention is enhancing and sustaining our cultural values in times of crisis. So as I give my report, I'll try to stay within that theme for this year. This year is our executive board. So as I said earlier, I'm the president, Stephen Ga. The vice president is Yenla Ngong. Eunice Yuyun is our treasurer. Arnold Bavin is our secretary general. Humphrey Gold is our vice secretary general. Yvonne Auer-Kissop is our organizing secretary. We obviously have some elders and advisors in our group, so we wanted to highlight those advisors and elders. So we have Shay Aiden Lantum, who's a great advisor and an elder, as well as Shay Fred Tabong. And there's two other young elders, which is Shay Bannon and Shay Humphrey. For our chapter introduction, so the executive board is in their first term, which is exciting because all of us, we are in our first term. I believe there are two people in our executive team that are, a repeat. So they've done it twice already. So they did it last year and then they were re-elected this year. Our chapter consists of 21 adults and about 20 to 30 children. So we're growing steadily, which is great. And there are many other executive members that are seasoned that have also been on the executive board. But right now, our team is in our first term. Meetings are held every first Saturday of the month. So we have one coming up this weekend, which is exciting. All chapters are governed by BFU New England bylaws. And then the chapter is financially stable and building capital. So every day we strive to increase our capital outside of the normal ways of building capital. So our recent activities this year, we have the first one I wanted to highlight is the success of the Guacanwata project coordinated by Shay Bannon. And again, this is a long time coming. Last year, the previous president kind of handed the project over to me. So it was good to see and follow it through this year, which is, again, a great success there by Shay Bannon, who coordinated it for a great success with the Guacanwata project. We had 4 new registered members, which is great. We're growing. We have a new executive group, which I mentioned earlier. We had our first official introductions of the Bonkisheri instruments, which again was fantastic. So it was good to have instruments to be able to play at meetings now, not just audio songs. Our first Bonkisheri Xmas party happened in 2 years since COVID. So it was good to have everybody gather again in one place and just kind of celebrate each other and enjoy each other. Some big graduations this year from our group. We had the first one in Sandra Lantum, graduated from grad school, which is a tremendous success there. Kelly Auer-Kissop, Lisa Yuyun, and Pris Tabong were all high school graduates who were going to be transitioning into college, which is again another success there. Matilda Sunjo graduating class 6 and completed her common entrance exam and will start secondary schooling. So again, another fantastic success and accomplishment there by some of the young adults in our chapter. Recent activities continue. We had Shay Fred Tabong's new position under the Biden administration as a member of the National Cancer Advisory Board. Again, a great accomplishment that we wanted to highlight. Kudos to Shay Fred Tabong on that. Nicole Tabong's new accomplishment as a licensed clinical social worker. Again, another great accomplishment there by the Tabongs. And then we had, unfortunately, some bereavements, but I like to call them a celebration of life, right? Maybe some of them happened a little too soon. However, we need to celebrate their life on this earth. So members Adeline Lantum and Martha Bavin lost their sister Gertrude in Cameroon. Yen Langong lost her uncle in Cameroon, and then we had Papangat's funeral wake, which also happened earlier this year. Again, some sad events, but again, I like to turn sadness into moments of joy, right? So we celebrated their lives. Planned activities for this year and going into next year. So includes donating socks to local shelters in Lowell, Mass, sending items of clothing to Cameroon IDPs in Bamenda, attending Cameroon Mass and performing in our uniforms. So we had, out of the 4 new members that joined our group, we had, a few that were priests. So they have a church in Massachusetts, and we're all looking to make sure we attend and then even perform. There's a barbecue event pending. There's a community day event pending. And also pending is spending a day out with our children or young adults. So we're thinking of, incorporating Celtics tickets, maybe to a basketball game, football game, or even a soccer game, taking the kids out to do something other than coming to meetings every first Saturday of the month. And then last but not least, we want to talk about our financial report. So our cash inflow, each member is required to pay a total of $120 per year. Total dividends currently in our bank account is $9,994.55, which again is a huge improvement for such a small chapter. The 2022 annual dues were $1,720. 2023 annual dues so far were $480. Registration of 3 new members were $150. Uniform for 3 new members, $75. Now instrument support is $100. Cash outflow. We had Shay Ben Funlon's funeral support. We donated $200. Support for Yenla's uncle's funeral contribution from members at $455. Support for Aita's grandma's funeral contribution from members, $500. Panga's funeral support, which was mandatory to contribute from all members, was about $985. Shay Rupina Fokum funeral support was $100. The Georgia chapter fundraiser support was $200. Xmas party entertainment from artist Humphrey Gold, $250. Kids Xmas presents, because we love the kids, $300. Jang uniform, $525. The dance instruments was about $1,200. And then the kids' graduation was a total of $400. I must say, we also donated, obviously, from our chapter to support this year's convention at $500, which was, again, a fantastic thing. And we're just so excited to be attending this year's convention. And that's it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to come ask me questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, New England. Well delivered. Folks, that is a powerful chapter full of talent. For those of you who are very, who pay very keen attention to choices that we make, especially with these productions, you will realize that the soundtrack that accompanied the presentation of the New England's report wasn't by accident. It was consciously made. Because New England has got, one of our members who has reached the highest echelon of political, fiefdom in this country, in the person of Sheikh Fred, Sheikh Dr. Fred, you should say. But they also have a powerful talent that BFU-USA have used time and time again in the person of Humphrey Gold. So it was a conscious effort to acknowledge the presence of Humphrey. My brother, you play very good music. And I wanted to make sure that the soundtrack that accompanied the chapter report where you recite was your own music. So thank you, Humphrey. Thank you, Ms. Sanga, for that report. They say, what can no play makes Jack a doll boy and Susan a doll girl, or Berry, Ongoran, or Wirajin, doll children. So why don't we take a little break and stay with the theme of Njang? There is this group that I really like, and I want somebody to connect me with them because I need to do something to them because I've used them in my shows over and over, and I need to, for artistic excellence and to make sure that they get an honorarium for the fact that I've used them to entertain all of you. I need to make sure that I send them an honorarium. Yeah. So please, let's take a moment and enjoy this break, and I will be right back with more chapter reports. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. All right. Welcome back, folks. If you're just tuning in, you are on BFU-USA TV channel, Leak Bombing News, and we are bringing you news and convention updates as well as chapter reports from our different chapters. This week, we are bringing you a lineup of 5 chapters you just listened to Eastern New England, and we're going to be moving on to the Arizona chapter. And then we finish with a couple more, and then next week we'll finish with the rest of the chapters, and then wait for the prime time show that is New Jersey. All right, folks. Thank you for staying there with us and for your patience. Let's continue to enjoy our chapter presidents. Give you the news and happenings within the chapters. And now we'll be listening to Arizona, where we have the president doubling as the assistant vice president in charge of operations. A very dynamic president in a chapter that hosts also very wonderful people in the heart of the desert. Take a listen, folks, and we'll be right back.
Hello, everyone, and my name is Elvis Sanyo, president of BFU Arizona. So I will be presenting our Arizona chapter report for this year. So thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with our membership. So last year we had 27 registered members. I mean, all we kind of bless all our members are really active in the chapter activities. And this year, so far as of right now, we do have 33 registered members, and still they are very active with all chapter activities. We had 2 of our members put to bed this year, so they had 2 bouncing baby girls. That is a blessing for us. So we're going to talk now about our meetings and our activities. So BFU Arizona meets every first Saturday of the month. So we, depending on the activities that we have, we make a schedule, and we meet in person and virtual. Virtual, I mean like Zoom. It just depends on the activities we have. Months that we do not have a lot of activities, or we have activities that does not really warrant in-person meeting because of the geographical nature of Arizona. We do virtual meetings. So it's still on the first Saturday of the month. Then months that we have a lot of activities, we have to meet in person to dance and do other things. So during each meeting, we talk about our culture. The most importantly, we dance. We have to dance our traditional dance. And this is also an opportunity that we have our elders or people that are experienced in dancing. They teach others in the meeting how to really dance the traditional dances and also teach about our culture. So we do that during our in-person meeting. We do not have any major activity planned for this year so far, but nobody knows. It might happen. So we're going to talk now about our projects. This year, we acquired a set of drums all the way from Cameroon. Later on in this presentation, we're going to see at least a photo of the drums. We ordered them. They were like handmade with BFU Arizona crafted on them. And this is really great for us because the previous years we had to struggle to get drums from Maryland, but we were able to, thanks to all the members, we were able to acquire the set of drums from Cameroon. And then another project that we carried out this year was Kibake Fako. They reached out soliciting support because they have an educational project that they sponsor IDPs. So they reached out to us and they requested for support. And the meeting did vote for us to go ahead and support them. So we did send support to Kibake Kefako. You will get the details when we get to the financial report. And then another project that we are in the process of obtaining another traditional dance. This is a dance that requires approval from the traditional authorities. So we are in the process of obtaining that so that Arizona at least will have more than one dance to present in future conventions. And this year we do it everywhere. We plan during the end of the year, our last meeting of the year, we give gifts to all our kids and minors, and then we do also recognize them for their academic achievements or for anything else that they might have accomplished. And we do that to encourage them so they can continue learning about our culture by attending the meetings. So now let's look at the financial situation of BFU Arizona. So this year so far, we opened, as of January 1st, 2023, we had about $3,824 in our account. The membership registration, remember 33 members this year, which is good, that's the highest we've had so far. The membership registration came out to about $3,150. all our members pay their national dues directly to the national. Then we have no fundraising projects for this year, no sinking fund. Remember, we're still a new chapter, so we're still setting up a lot of things, and eventually we'll have a busy financial report. So the cash that we have at bank as of right now is $3,150. So for the I'm sorry. We have $6,974 for our expenditure. So remember, I talked about Kibake Fako acquiring the drums, and also for the process of acquiring that traditional dance. That all partially took us around $2,390. This is the expenditure for this year. For the drums, we started the project last year, so part of the expenditure went for last year's report. And then to ship the drums all the way from Cameroon, all the way from Bamenda and where they got the guns, right up to Arizona. Shipping cost is about $1,115. So far, our expenditures so far is $3,505, and that leaves us with a balance of $3,469. That's cash at bank as of today. So that is how our financial situation look like for now. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to send us an email, or you catch me at the convention with all your questions. So this photo here, this is a cross section of BFU Arizona. This meeting, we had a special guest with Mr. This was our meeting of April 2023, and we did also have a born house. Remember, I said we had new babies for this year. So we had that baby shower and a born house on that same day. So we all decided to put on our uniforms and come. It was fun. We had to dance with Mr. Grace the evening, and everyone was so happy, and all the BFU Arizona chapter members were so proud of BFU Arizona. And the last photo now is, these are the photos of the drums that we acquired. So these drums, we ordered them. They were made from scratch. You can see BFU Arizona engraved on the drums. We did also acquire gongs, 3 gongs of different sizes. So, and a log drum as well. So that is all I have for BFU Arizona chapter report as of now. And remember, if you have any questions, please send an email, or when you meet at a convention, you come forward with all your questions. And thank you all so much for sacrificing your time to be here today to watch this today. And you have a good rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, my good friend. Anyways, folks, here is a little bit a nugget of info for you. This young man who is the chapter of Arizona, he and I are from the same valley. In fact, the one who turned that, I would turn that in Kongamansa. When things are happening in Gamansa, Shufayo that has to be there. In fact, there is one medicine that they make in Gamansa that Shufayo that and water and some and sun, and in Kinkari. Yeah. All of them. They've got together there. So it's one family. That's why we family union. It's one family. There he is. So thank you, my good friend and our able AVP, for the way you've really taken the role of the founding president of a chapter, and you're working hard at that, and then also doubling as our assistant vice president in charge of operations, meaning Elvis works very hard with the gigantic, the ever Judith Ballon. I don't know where she gets her energy. I used to think that I had boundless energy until I met you. hey, Nyamfuka. Folks, I don't know where she gets the energy to walk do the things she does to get us going. And she has an able assistant in the person of Elvis Sanyu that you just listened to. But before we move on to Georgia, folks, I want to take a little break here on something that I cannot stop laughing at. Okay, remember we're having it's just a good evening. If you need to grab a drink, grab a drink. A toast to all of you who are watching right now. You hear the men of New Jersey, Aduru. I think Aduru, ye bean. Ye bean. Yeah, why? Why? As I send you, I don't we. The jamdra. I'm a run that you get say. I'm a you me cooking in the show. I'm okay. I'm doing no. But also remember that one thing that we've done as a people is that we are like America. We welcome everybody. Let me tell you that the Moro people who first came to Boy, they are not taking on but either the names of Oku or Jotin or Noni. If they are in so they are taking on so names now. So here in Moro Chai is Umaru Berinyi. That is what it is. So listen to this one. Listen to this quick break here, and then let's come back now to my very own this chapter here that I visited this year while they were having their own meeting. So, folks, don't go anywhere. Grab a drink and have fun, folks. This is convention celebrations. Okay, enjoy yourselves. Ha! Hey! Now you're doing it.
People no service. What court people what him man? He don't bring and that ball bring him for heaven. Buruk and Simon, Fus and Simon, Domotable, Lion, Cameroon, continue for beer. Na diriburi isabi. Kirosam for neighbor no ba kirosam. Bring him for our neighbor no ba kirosam. Shoot him shot. That way you go tirai shot. Body go come out up. That people no sabi no eat. That people. What you know sabi? We don't sabi get under 4-0. You know sabi that 4-0 people no sleep. Now 4-0 people no sleep. People go sit up in open a television. That photo. You dey for that Simoti no be na television. All people don't see you don't put that. Take them. Allah go bless her. Hi. You don't put on that photo for that place. That people don't enter and go sit up. And don't sit up Simon. He look up. What's it afa sole? Now what he go do? Kai. That people go diraka. Nova sabi na what he don't diraka. Morocco people diraka Simon. Naka vulgiro sort. Go fuka fulai body don't eat.
Go take our money for this.
Nothing no bawaka. We know that we should continue for me.
I don't know about you, but this is the talent that we have back home, folks. This is the guy, and he does this, just for the fun of it, right? Like, think about it. This is talent. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, but I thought we should take a little break before we go to the dynamic, the beautiful, the immaculate, okay, the very, very energetic President Mabel. This is a chapter that took all of us. It was like a semi-convention. They gathered us so we should do something that we should really be doing. Get a hall. Because we think about how much money we are giving to the hotels, folks. It's unbelievable. So we are one. We are one. Hey, 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 we are together. We are one. Georgia chapter is doing that, making sure that we can save money in getting a hall. We thought that we were ahead in Minnesota, but we were working as an eclectic union of cultural groups and alumni groups to get the Cameroon Community Center, but that's a different story. But Georgia started off a trend that I want to applaud Mabel and her leadership in Georgia, and the elders in Georgia, the presidents that have come before Mabel, who built the foundation that has given Georgia that impetus to think about a hall, an event center that will allow them to promote our culture and enable us to save on cost. Because when you think about the cost of convention, folks, all of the money you pay, in fact, the convention dues this year fall very short. My wife is an actuary, and if she were to do the mathematical calculations, the analytics, she would tell you that the $200 we are paying is way, way below market rate on what we need to be able to fund our convention. But all of that money is going to the hotels, right? To the event center. It's all about the event center. So thank you, Georgia. Thank you for the trend you started. And thank you to everybody who has donated to that project, that our chapter, because all of us is our chapters, including Georgia. A toast to you. So let's listen to Georgia, folks.
Hello, everybody. This is Mabel Yuyungai, President of BFU Georgia. And today I will be presenting our BFU Georgia chapter report. And I will start this by introducing to you the members of the executive board. I am Mabel Yuyungai as president, Makongi Yuyun as vice president, Dominic Che as secretary, Yvette Ngum as treasurer, and Meldon Dikum as financial secretary, Cyprian Tata as men's organizing secretary, and last but not the least, Jacqueline Gamaze as women's organizing secretary. Also on this board, we have our elders and advisors, Shea Yungri Wisi, Tangwa Umaru, and Wonsa Ranata Telfam. Now I'm going to introduce to you, I'm going to talk to you about the years, what Georgia chapter is consisted of, membership. The executive board is in their second term, and this chapter consists of 81 adults and 50 children. Meetings are held every first Saturday of the month, and the Long C is the men's wing with 22 members, while the Kongadam group is the women's wing responsible for always planning our events. All groups are governed by BFU Georgia laws. The group is financially stable currently and building capital. It is also a registered 501c3 entity of Georgia, in Georgia. This year, the group has supported a range of events and activities, including a fundraiser event. We've supported bereaved members, given donations to other cultural groups. We attend weddings, graduation, and events organized by our members and their families. Enrollment in cultural group life insurance with 37 registered members and approximately 30 children. Registration for SAGI life insurance as well. Consider the following activities. An in-person picnic on July 4th, which is an activity we carry on every year. We also have a scholarship board for BFU Georgia children. We have a mentorship program as well for BFU Georgia children. And we also have a special day, which is spending a day out with the children, basically having them explore major areas or major, I would say, major sites that are educational, those areas where maybe parents might not have the opportunity to expose their children to. We take it upon ourselves to make sure that our children are educated on such areas and or activities. So in terms of our financial report, this year has been a good year. Cash inflow, we've had each member in Georgia is required to pay a total of $130 annually. And this is broken down as such. In this $130, $5 is the registration fee, $50 is for chapter membership registration, $50 is for national membership registration, and $25 is for our correction room, which we're well known for during the convention, pretty much a reception house for our members during the convention. We also have a chapter and guide project, and this year we generated through the fundraiser $42,937.09. For bereavements, we received $5,000. And our cash outflow, on the other hand, our net contribution to National Treasury, which we're yet to send. We've also had chapter contribution to other chapter BFU, to other BFU chapters, and chapter contribution to other cultural groups. So, as earlier mentioned, I'm going to just give a breakdown of this financial report for a better understanding. Member registration dues, our local chapter amounted to $4,200, and the member registration national was also $4,200. Our member registration, which is the $5 a piece per member, amounted to $420. The Karashin house or Karashin room, $2,100, and our Ngai project fundraiser, $51,920.35. And you see this difference because we're still having some pledges that are to come in. And for our outgoing cash expense, annually we pay for a Zoom platform so we can have all the members attend our meetings, $149.90. Annual storage for all of our equipment, $325. We bought new dance equipment this year, $631. And so for Father's Day, we gave them a gift to each dad, and this came up to a total of $210. Our convention support for national was $500 this year. Also, we supported other organizations and convention. This year, we supported them with $400, and the Ngemba fundraiser, we gave them $100. And so pretty much that's a good breakdown of our finances this year. And pretty much this summarizes our BFU chapter report. And of course, we're always open to any questions and or suggestions. And thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.
All right, folks, that was the one and only Mabel Yujun of Georgia chapter. Okay, that's the land of Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, it's the land of Shea Konye. Konye. It's not longer Konye because he moved house. So Shea Yung, our board chair. So Mabel has got all the help she needs down there to make great things happen. So thank you. we are moving on to Minnesota, and before we kick off that chapter report, I want to assure my wonderful Longse group that you should not go anywhere because there's a surprise for you at the end of the show. Don't go anywhere. Because there's one thing in Georgia that I really enjoyed, and I wish I could be cloned so that I can do so many things. I thought I was going to continue to do so many shows and have the cultural corner, but the one and only cultural corner I've been able to do was with Longse. All right, you may not know that I am doubling as our chief technology officer. So there is a lot of work, that needs to happen to make sure that our tech is up and running and things are working well. So there is so many things I thought I was going to be doing, but I can't be able to do all of those things because I am playing so many roles to ensure that our organization is running well. But Longse, don't go anywhere, folks. I came on. Hey, Longse is one of my best. I love Longse. So Minnesota is the last chapter for tonight's chapter reports. But there is something that I reserved up to this moment as part of my news update for the union. There are two things in the life of our organization that are critical for people to pay attention. Yes, our convention, the national convention, is the biggest show we get to do. But aside from our convention, the other critical, I say critical, event of national import is the Fred Yiran African Arts Day. Now it happens that former Fred. Now I'm hesitating to be calling him former Fred because he's traditionally, okay, when you are a Shufai, they don't bury you as a Shufai. They talk of they talk of the heart before they bury you. We don't bury our titles because there's continuity. That's very important. People should know that. So former Fred was not buried as former Fred. He was buried as Fred Yiran because the title lives on. That is why we recently had that title of Mfomi, the epitome of culture, awarded to a distinguished and well-deserving gentleman in the person of Divine Jodoka, who served our union and served it well and promoted culture and promoted it well. We don't bury titles. So we have a Fred Yiran. It's not a former Fred Yiran. It is a Fred Yiran African Arts Day. But why? Why? Across the immigrant communities that we have here in the United States, it's not just about our community. Across the United States, we don't have one. Our very own Fred Yiran is the one and only that has a day. And that is in Minnesota. Fred was living way ahead of his time in terms of vision of what a connected and interconnected society should look like, in terms of how we can celebrate difference. Because I dress like this and wear this, and for those who know me, I wear this onto the plane. I carry my ntong. You look back there, you will see my stick is over there by the corner there. I bring it onto the plane, and that ntong, those who call me ntong bibi, as you are seeing on the screen, is because of my work with Native Americans, the Quileute people of La Push in Washington State on the Pacific coastline. Our very own Fred Yiran was relentless. At the time, there were few black people in central Minnesota. There were people who were still thinking of us as living in trees, and there is a good reason for that, because if you look at our similar people, black people in Papua New Guinea, they build tree houses, okay, because of the heavy rainfall. It's always flooded, so they need tree houses. So they think of us when they say black people. It's a very romantic thing to think of us as living on trees. Many of us take now this fact that we can celebrate our culture for granted. Please, you should never do that. When you think of the fact that we can have kekum, whether it is a big kekum, or any kekum, because Fred was the first one who found a kekum in all of the USA. He was the first person. Okay, you should never take that for granted. There are always pioneers that make things that smooth the way for us to be able to do things. I always tell my intern group here in Minnesota that before now they can have intern, and we go and display and have public displays in the parks. To make that possible, somebody was there before and made that happen. I experienced him in northern Minnesota, in the town that is 98% white, and they love him. He came up there when I arrived to this country. Fred is celebrated in Bemidji. It's one of the coldest places in this country. He's celebrated there. He will bring the drums. He will teach them how to drum djembe drums. I am taking all of this time to say that, folks, sometimes a prophet is unrecognized and uncelebrated in their own hometown. We should never do that. Because Fred Yiran, there are no comparisons. None of us can come close. I wish I would have a day, my own day. He has a day. He was not doing what he was doing because he was looking for a day. In fact, he went to community schools, elementary schools. I remember he came to this country many years ago. And he would do drumming sessions and teach people how to drum, to think about what they're doing and know that drumming comes from our culture. It was a time at which we were transmitting messages through drums, through ngong. I grew up in the village. I was one of the people, some of you who grew up in Kumbu and Douala, and they will call a villageois. And I celebrate my villageoisness. Because I grew up at the time when somebody would die, they would use ngo. That's where I grew up. That's my village. They will use ngo in front of the Samba house to announce that somebody has died. Or Samba will announce that they're about to have their meeting using ngo. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about. Fred Jiran. Folks, if you don't know about Fred Jiran, you don't need to just Google Fred Jiran. You need to go to the web page. It's also on our website, and get an art from the legendary Fred Jiran. The art day I'm about to allude to comes about because of his work. Okay, it's Fred Jiran, African Arts Day. Think about it. He was larger than life. Nigerians own Fred. Somalians own Fred. South Sudanese own him. This year we had Guinea. Okay. Now I'm wondering whether it was Guinea-Bissau or Guinea-Conakry, but it was the Guinea that is below Senegal. It was a young man. They came there to celebrate Fred. Kenyans own Fred. Fred spoke to our Africanness, the idea that we as Africans deserve of respect, that our culture deserves a primordial place. okay, in the American evolution, because the idea of an America, okay, has ceased to be an insular America. There's no inkling or no need for anything beyond its shores, as Kofi Annan once said. But Fred was one of the people, the disciples or the proponents of an interconnected America. I'm taking the time to talk about this as part of the ending of this show before I lead on to the Fred United African Arts Day, because many people in our union don't know about Fred. And he is one of ours that has a day that is celebrated every year by a city, St. Cloud, in the United States. Think about that. So here's what happened this year. Here's Denton as part of the Minnesota chapter performing during the Fred and African Arts Day.
Thank you, my sissy. Oh, yeah. Huh? Oh, yes. Yes, so. Yay! This is the princess of the land of Kumbu. Biwi, showing her own biwi in very grand style. And I'm very own mama here. I'm very own mama here. Here, celebrating our culture. People we love to celebrate culture. Yay! Yes.
I said
All right, 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 folks. We'll try to make sure that we can get the entire video on our channel so that you can watch all of the different celebrations that happened, because we had the top performing, we had other groups across Africa performing during the Fred and African Arts Day. And as I was just saying, it's has ceased to become a sort of thing. Fred was about Africa and its greatness. And this is Middle Minnesota, folks. It's very cold as they're going up. Right, I live in the metro area. We have more black people. As you start going up north, it gets cold, and black people don't like cold. And this is a city that where Fred settled, and they love him to death. Please, we should be proud of that. I know our, president and CEO has ideas on how he can ensure that the different cultural groups from different parts of our union can be part of this celebration. That's not to diminish the ownership that Minnesota chapter wants to have about this celebration, but I think it will make sense to have some of you be able to come and be part of this and perform, because the performances, there was Makoda, there was Mogaka, there was a dance from Bali, there was we had Sierra Leonean dance, we had Kenyans, we had it was truly Africa. It was like an organization of African Union happening there because of our Fred. All right, folks, thank you for staying tuned and learning more about this. All of this to lead to the Minnesota chapter report. Okay, I don't want to say much, but it suffices for those who don't know me to know that Ntong Bibi is from Minnesota chapter, and I am proud to say that when I got to this country, I was able to meet and know at that time for me Freyera, and to share. I laugh very loud, and he's also a very loud person. And I went to the same university like him, and so we met there, and so I am very proud of that. And so, folks, I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about culture. I'm passionate about all that we can do together. And this is a year of culture, the year of culture. So let's listen to the chapter report from Minnesota chapter in the person of Catherine Sawoyeba.
Hi everyone, this is Catherine Soeba, the president of BFU Minnesota chapter. I'm going to be presenting our chapter report today. The theme for the convention this year, enhancing and sustaining our cultural values in times of crisis, which all of us know that is a critical crisis going on, and Minnesota had one of their projects for IDPs. We are going to move on now with chapter memberships. So welcome to the land of 10,000 lakes. We say 10,000 lakes, but there are more than 10,000. Each time you stop by, you always see a lake by one of the members' house or just by the road. Our membership is exceptional. We represent across Boy. We have members from Oku, Noni, Jotin, and that's not all. Our membership stems from Minnesota to Wisconsin to Missouri to even Seattle. We have members participating from Seattle, which is great. Currently, our total registered adult members are 58. We know that from the previous years, we have reported more than 100 members, but we are streamlining it and making sure that we have just active BFU adult members. In that light, we are following what the national is pushing. There should be like active BFU members. So to be an active BFU member for Minnesota chapter, you have to have registered, $60, and pay the sinking form. We also have many teens and many minors that participate in our programs, ranging from attending meetings to other celebrations. They usually have special parts to play. The recent one is the celebration of all children for their birthdays, April and May. That's something we just started, and we hope that with that, we are going to get our kids participating more. Minnesota has been blessed with new beds. It may be more than 4 beds. We have 4 bouncing babies, 2 girls and 2 boys. And we are excited because we are going to be having like a wonderful summer celebrating these kids. Next, we are going to move on to our events and activities that happened from August last year to now, June. We all know that the Mancon Fondom lost their fund. So Mekuda, Minnesota had a celebration to celebrate the enrollment of the new fund. And in that light, BFU Minnesota participated in this enrollment. It was a wonderful celebration. We got to see so many cultural dances and what is usually done when a fund is enrolled in Mancon. One main activity that we just had is our annual fundraising event. The annual fundraising this year was for a project to support the water project in Tassin, and also to have like a running budget for the chapter to do other things that are deemed necessary for chapter members, so that we always have like funds necessary rather than trying to always tell members to do free will donation. This event was very successful thanks to our active regular members. It was a wonderful occasion, and special thanks always to Tong Brenda for the wonderful job always done during our fundraising. In this event, we raised about more than $14,000. That's before taking out the expenses. So currently we have about $9,000 when all the expenses are taken out. Then we still have pledges for this event. Next is our signature event, the Fred Uran African Arts Day. This is a big event for BFU Minnesota, as we always show up in our numbers to represent the work that our late Fred Uran left for us. I met Fred Uran when I just came. For me, Fred Uran, when I just came to Minnesota. And he taught me valuable lessons that I'll teach my kids. So this day is like a special day for us to always go to St. Cloud and honor him. BFU Minnesota always participates in a special way. We have the turn dance that's displayed and talk. And the day ended very well. It was a wonderful day. There was sunshine and a lot of participants, which we want to say thank you to all our BFU Minnesota members who attended this event to keep our flag moving. Next, we are going to move on to our projects. So last year we did a fundraising to support our IDPs, to create like a sustainability project to empower them so that they can move on their own. They can be able to help each other. So we started phase 1 of that project this year. And the phase 1 was to provide farm tools for IDPs in Goje, Gembu, and Goroji towns. This project, they already have farmlands. And so tools were bought like cutlasses and hoes to distribute to the IDPs. Phase 2 of the project will involve training young boys and girls in various disciplines. We had a report that there are young boys and girls between the ages of 12 and 27, just roaming the towns without doing anything. So the phase 2 of this project is going to see that those boys and girls are trained in one of the following disciplines, either in the salon work or a barber work or computer work. So we are gearing towards this second phase of the project, and we hope that many people are going to support us in this as we continue to implement this project. It's a very big project. It stems from the farming tools to training boys and girls to providing computers in schools and teaching those kids over there. Because when they ran away from their homes in Bui and settled in Gembu, they did not continue school. So with this project, some of the kids are going to continue schooling and going to have basic computer education. We already have a reliable source on the ground that is implementing this project. We have a detailed project mapping, and we also have detailed feedback for any of the projects that he implements. So the next slides are going to be showing how people were happy about the farm tools and the hoes. So let's listen to the remarks from the IDP leader.
Minnesota. Wale akola amo oya fenda wula laba di nyoka ko fola sina be ya une fe asuji ma une ke embe lonje sine draji aune wa ko toma so ma yene embe sine me fe yen sai draji ko wala sino kera ba mo shimbang ja de tin wa inga sa Ifamo baka de sin di tractor shop the other you so di soja in the shop ba lim the program ni yela fo ba me kwini ane so na ke ayo di ba pa awne ko to mai sit ma yele na to be wa wi ko la ro ke di ne o di lo ka ja ko mo ma su abo tari ni sina be ja awne ke ko pa ka ni asu ni so ko na ka ke so ri ki why do I come begin why you did it's in a very only thing there. I only push out from the you are to my you can put my thing back when I'm full of I think was a better market in the later soon see Mosumit and Penau the Kemanu. So much back to live, but they see Virats and Fen. You give them more there, we give you a book. You always talk to now, and assume it's sorry. Enough here, I will say. But we're not saying you're bad, you know, it's not big. That's not I love myself since school is nothing. I love myself that's what it's nothing.
All right, next is going to be Wuye from Inoni Lady, appreciating what we just did.
Agotona Nyaki on every bay, no touch of the suspense. Ever Yaki, Level Yamu Bonello, Pachaviska. Then a guy tell when you go not talk to Pachavis, you want to connect by no, not talk, no, not choose to be a bottle service. Then guy tell not to cheat, again, not none of it. Let it be Yakan. Baba is saying that.
Next is Lambs, a woman from Saw appreciating us in Lamsaw.
The cake is still from the family. Pero yung que yo nunca le yo ve. Era wole le hola we are different. Quiero que venguesen como ya de wa que sea que verán para sa yo le lo le pues que va como al su. Pero yo
Ayon fenji fe, ayon tere, ayon.
y boje, de boje. Que se verá wole y le lo que le lo y el de tan fácil. Ve de vente ta ta yo no dentro. Y ven tente para que están tiene de. Va a ver si la fa tomar pobre. Y ve toma la le ve de vente yo.
All right. We'll see our ladies jubilating for the host that they got. All right. We saw how those ladies were so happy. So we are going to continue this project and we'll provide updates as we get them. The next is our financial report. BFU Minnesota started with a bank balance of $9,210.49. Our chapter registration is $580. BFU-USA National Annual dues $2,500. Our annual fundraising for this year, the cash that we have received in total is about $6,764. Our sinking fund collected for this year is $1,200, and the interest from the bank is 1.52. So our total cash balance $20,256.10. For our cash flows, the details are not laid out yet, but for the chapter project that we did for the phase 1, we have spent about $1,978. Other operation expenses and community events, we spent about $1,000. So our total cash outflow is about $2,970. So we currently have a bank balance as of today of $17,278.10. BFU Minnesota still have some pledges that they haven't honored. We still have $500 to send to BFU Georgia for their fundraiser to build a hall. Then our upcoming convention, we are going to be supporting the New Jersey chapter with $500. So that's the standing of the Minnesota chapter as of today. Thank you so much. And please send your questions to info.bfu.usa.mn@gmail.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello. And if I'm saying that, you dry chapter 1. Charity begins at home now. We are very dynamic present. Yeah. I cannot believe how much she's worked hard to make connections and look for our IDPs who have not only escaped to East Cameroon, but has escaped to Gongola State. What we used to call Gongola State. It's no longer Gongola because it broke to two states in Nigeria. There are people around Gembu and then they are spread around that area. to be able to execute a project that is supporting people who ran away from the crisis back home. I don't think Minnesota can do this alone, folks. You already see what they are doing. It's something that if you are a chapter and you want to do a project, I saw that another chapter was be able to do a project with even communities that are outside of Bowie. If charity begins at home, then charity should truly begin with people who have escaped Bowie. You heard, it's not just Zog, it's everyone from Bowie. What the lady, okay, from Noni was saying, Minnesota has a representation from all over Bush. We're a unique chapter. We are a Bush family union. That's how unique we are. What she was saying, one of our members translated what she was saying for all of you. And what she was saying was, hope you and the family. I'm reading from the translation. You see me looking this way because I'm reading the translation that was sent by Mr. Moore. Okay, the family of Dr. Moore and Mr. Moore. It's one people. So I'm not going to be able to have my chapter members who can translate what she was saying. So one of the chapter members here translated what she was saying, and she was saying, and I read, hope you and the family are doing very well. Do you have, hang on, let me make sure. Oh, sorry. Thanks for gathering us here today. We never expected this to happen. Thanks for those present here with us. Our sincere thanks to you all for the help. Whatever will be done, there will be success. Thank you very much. The lady in the video who you heard from Noni, many people don't understand the language. Okay, that's what the lady was saying. The very first lady in the video. So she was saying, thanks for gathering us here today. We never expected this to happen. Thanks for those present with us. I sincere thanks to you, BFU. Okay, to all the help. Whatever will be done, there will be success. Thank you very much. And that was Tarawone or Minnesota. Thank you. For those of you who tuned in later in the program, this is BFU-USA news updates and chapter reports as well as convention updates. I'm going to replay the message from the New Jersey kids because it's very short. Okay, and I will play that for you. My daughter is at the door there, and I'm asking her to hold off before she comes to see me. So I'm going to play that for you so that you should enjoy what some of you had already experienced at the beginning of the program.
You're my honey bun, sugar plum, pumpy umby umpkin. You're my sweetie pie. You're my cupcake gumdrop, snickums, spickums. You're the apple of my eye, and I love you so, and I want.
Welcome to BFU-USA New Jersey Convention 2023, where we can do.
Be proud of who we are. Me a wandang bagal mo, and a wandang jang man jongo.
Good day, sir. What's your name?
I'm Peter Victor, Prof. Famously called Prof.
Okay, famously called Prof.
Yeah.
Okay, like this now, election don't finish. They don't pick president. What do you get to talk about this whole election thing? Cause me, I dey confused. So I just want to know from you, what do you get to talk about this election?
Let me say in syntax simplicitas and in precision and explicit that the electoral process, we have really seen the terminus of it, but the Wanachis and the Holofollowers of Nigeria, the citizens, some of them felt lambast. They felt bamboozled by the whole process. They felt that they are with these masturbation cacophonies.
Continue.
That the result have been hijacked.
This man!
Whatever be their believability,
Jesus.
I am of the ratiocinative and of intellectual juggernaut.
Oh my God.
An aficionado.
Keep quiet.
That the court is an efficacious instrumentality to be able to juxtapose and delineate on this issue and give exuberant, effervescent, prolific, and prodigious remedy to the masturbation cacophony of the citizen.
Hey! I hear me.
Then the court will be able to unravel who actually win. I think the Brodignagian Bugaboo of
sorry, you said what?
The Brodignagian Bugaboo of exasperation,
oh, wow,
emotional laceration by the citizen should really be pacified and look forward to the intellectual aficionados and juggernauts of the court to say cabido legitimata to force a result and give the actual result.
I don't understand you.
Hello. All right. Thank you, folks. For those of you who are still online, it looks like you didn't hear me when I spoke the very last time, and I'm thanking you for being on here. Thank you. We did have some technical glitches along the way, and we did have some fun times. So thank you. I am hoping that next week, when you tune in to listen to the chapter reports, they are going to be glitch free. All right. So I promise that you were going to leave tonight with an insight to what Georgia does, right? Longse, because this is a year of culture. You've been watching Yam the whole of tonight. So let's end tonight with Longse from the last convention. For those of you who did not go to the last convention, you're going to enjoy it tonight. And then you will get a sneak peek of what a convention is about. Because, so folks, here is Longse of Georgia in DC last year. Take a listen. All right, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are amazing, 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 amazing. I can only say that we have a big show coming for you next week. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are going to end with um, Chili Wawaye as we started. So thank you, thank you. Stay tuned for next week. We'll be back with more programming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay tuned for more convention programming. Next week, we'll bring you the rest of the chapters. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Tonto